Greetings and welcome to today's encouraging word. I hope you'll excuse my rather informal appearance. It is Saturday morning and these are my workshop clothes, but it does kind of relate to what I want to talk about. I've been thinking lately about those stories in the Gospels that talk about Jesus' post-resurrection appearances and how almost all of them happen in the context of a community of people gathered together physically. And together they see the risen Christ. Now, of course, the exception to that is John's Gospel. Mary Magdalene in the garden, and she mistakes Jesus as the gardener. He wasn't apparently wearing his rabbi duds, and she doesn't recognize him at first. I think about those stories as I also think about the way that we are worshiping, that we kind of have to worship these days remotely. I wanted to share, first of all, a little bit about how we do that. And this is the live streaming setup that we have going on in the meeting house. And you see all of the software, which is quite wonderful. Actually doing worship this way is quite labor intensive, to be honest. And then this is the view from the pulpit, if you're leading worship in this context. And it may seem strange to be preaching to an empty sanctuary, but what I try to do is think about the communion of saints, those people who have lived and been part of this church throughout all the years, for the centuries. And I think of them occupying these pews, but I also, in particular, think of you and where you all are sitting in this meeting house when normally we're gathered. But I think of us all assembled somehow as part of that great communion of saints. And somehow, to me, it's important that we do worship this way, live in the physical location where we gather, at least under normal circumstances. Because I think there's something so important about approximating, at least, the physicality of worship and the being together live aspect of it. But as I think about all that, I think about where is it going after we're able to gather, and that probably will happen in stages. What's going to happen next? Will people want to stay home? And assuming that we will continue to do our live streaming, which likely we will, for my money, I don't think anything is ever going to replace the experience of gathering physically, of listening to the word, of praying together. That's how people have experienced the Holy Spirit, the risen Christ, for centuries. But I'd love to know what you think. First of all, I've posted an article that was written as the part of the Center for Healthy Churches. And would love just to get your comments in the comments section below about how you're experiencing these worship services. Whether you read that article or not, love to get your perspective. We can encourage each other this day by offering some feedback about how we're experiencing that and how we think of worship together. Meanwhile, I hope that you and yours are safe and well. God bless you.